challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
This is Inside the Senate. I am Hussaina Amina Aboki, your regular anchor. The Senate is still on Christmas and New Year break. As the break continues, we bring you a review of the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB, as well as the Electoral Act No. 6, 2010, Amendment Bill 2021, all of which are listed amongst the milestone achievements of the 9th Senate. We also have a report of an inspection tour of projects by the Deputy Whip of the Senate in his hometown, New Bussa in Niger State. For details of these, join me after this short break.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance.
And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Welcome back. Top on the legislative agenda of the 9th Senate is the passage of legislations that have lingered through past legislatures without passage. One of these is the Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB, which dates back to 2009. In our review this week, we have a report on the journey of the PIB, which has been passed and assented to by the President. The report is compiled and presented from our studio.
An executive bill, the PIB, was introduced to the National Assembly in 2009. It aims at regularizing the nation's petroleum sector for the benefit of Nigeria, but failed passage as a result of setbacks it suffered in past legislatures. This time around, the 9th Senate, under the leadership of Senate President Ahmed Lawal, took the bull by the horn, following which it scaled second reading on the 21st of October 2020. Presenting the bill, the Senate leader enumerated some of the challenges which the bill is seeking to address.
Inefficient commercial performance and purely organized regulatory entities, comprising several agencies carrying out improperly segregated regulatory functions, which results in inefficiency, conflict of roles, and multiplicity of regulatory shock. A lopsided, poorly structured, and outdated fiscal regime that does not support efficient revenue generation for government.
After deliberation by senators, it was passed and referred to the Joint Committee on Petroleum Upstream, Petroleum Downstream, as well as Gas to report back in 8 weeks. The committee, in performing its task, undertook various actions, amongst which was a public hearing as well as visits to various petroleum sites in Nigeria, following which the bill was presented for third reading through a report on Thursday, the 1st of July 2021 by the committee chairman, Senator Sabo Nakudu, who disclosed that the report contained 5 chapters.
Chapter 1 describes in great detail how to create an efficient and effective governing institution with clear and separate roles for petroleum industry. Establish a framework for the creation of a commercially oriented and profit-driven national petroleum company. Chapter 2 deals with the general administration of the entire value chain. It promotes the exploration and exploitation of petroleum resources in Nigeria for the benefit of the Nigerian people. Chapter 3 describes how to foster sustainable peace and prosperity within host communities. Provides direct social and economic benefits for the petroleum operations to host communities. Chapter 4, Mr. President, establishes a globally competitive and progressive fiscal framework which places Nigeria as a desired investment destination in Africa. Chapter 5 deals with miscellaneous provisions.
Due to its importance, deliberations on the bill were witnessed by the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timi Silva, as well as the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mr. Mele Kyari, alongside other stakeholders in the petroleum sector, who were earlier on ushered into the chamber to witness the proceedings which were held behind closed doors. At the end, the report on the bill was considered clause by clause in the Committee of the Whole, leading to its passage at third reading. Senate President Ahmad Lawal commented,
"We promise Nigerians that we will do our best to pass the Petroleum Industry Bill that have then so far at that time defied passage or defied assent. At least the demons have been defeated in this chamber. We have passed the bill. I want to assure the petroleum industry in Nigeria that what we have passed is a very good balance of giving them the kind of clement environment for them to not only stay here, but even bring more foreign investors into the oil and gas industry in Nigeria."
The passage of the PI bill is expected to, among other things, change the entire economic scope of Nigeria, enhance more resources as well as foreign direct investment, provide legal framework that will regulate the entire environment, ensure transparency in the administration of Nigeria's petroleum sector, development of host communities as well as promotion of Nigerian content through an efficient regulatory framework. After all this, the Senate constituted a conference committee to harmonize the differences between the Senate and the House of Representatives versions of the passed PIB. After a thorough job on the two versions of the bill, the chairman of the conference committee and leader of the Senate, Senator Yahya Abdullahi, who presented the report, disclosed that the differences observed have been harmonized.
After the adaptation of the differences in the bill as passed by the conference committee, we hereby recommend that the Senate and the House of Representatives do approve the above recommendations of its conference committee on a bill for an act to provide legal, governance, regulatory and fiscal framework for the Nigerian petroleum industry and the development of host communities and for related matters 2021.
After all this, the bill scaled third reading and passed. This followed the harmonization with the House version, at the end of which it was committed to the President, who assented to it on Monday the 16th of August 2021.
Let's now open our notebook segment, and when we return, a review of the passage of the Electoral Act No. 6, 2021, what it has gone through in the presidency, and action by the Senate on the way forward. Don't go away.
Constituency projects are developmental activities aimed at bringing the dividends of democracy by the federal and state governments to the doorsteps of the constituents. They are awarded, financed and executed by the relevant agencies of the executive arm of government, with the elected representatives of the people in the national and state assemblies playing only the role of identifying projects most relevant to the need of their constituents. By extension, the legislators have no direct control over the financing of constituency projects. The role they play is to ensure that what they have identified as the need of their constituents are properly executed for their benefits.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC, the Senate Committees on Health and Primary Health Care and Communicable Diseases will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
Welcome back. Another item on the legislative agenda of the 9th Senate is the Electoral Act No. 6, 2010, Amendment Bill 2021. The need to pass it was necessitated by the desire to conduct free, fair and credible elections in Nigeria. The bill went through the prescribed stages for passage at second reading as well as a public hearing amongst other things, leading to its presentation for third reading on Wednesday the 14th of July 2021. At the commencement of the process, there were speculations that the Senate had doctored the report of the Committee on INEC which worked on it. Speaking after laying the report by the chairman of the Committee on INEC which worked on the bill, Senate President Ahmad Lawan debunked the report and assured Nigerians that the Nigerian Senate would not indulge in such illegality.
some of those accusing the leadership of the National Assembly are misinformed. My telephone line and that of the Honorable Speaker were published. In one day, I received over 900 SMS messages saying we have manipulated this. We didn't. We will do what is right. We have our procedures, and lobbying is part of democracy.
The bill was passed by the 8th Senate, but assent to it was withheld by President Muhammadu Buhari on grounds that the period the bill was passed was too close to the 2019 general elections. Presenting the report on Thursday, the 15th of July 2021, Chairman of the Committee on INEC, which worked on it, Senator Kabiru Gaya, highlighted its main objective.
The bill will seek to repeal the Electoral Act No. 6, 2010 as a result of the enormous number of proposed amendments. It addresses many loopholes in the electoral system by amending over 300 clauses, which include new provisions in the whole, the amendment by the 8th National Assembly, which was not assented by Mr. President, and a draft proposal from the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), as well as input from the retreat and technical committees and members of the Joint Committee.
This was followed by clause-by-clause consideration of the report, which took place in the Committee of the Whole. In the course of this, the issue of transmission of electronic results was raised by Senator Basi Akpan, but rejected by the Deputy Whip of the Senate, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. This led to a rowdy situation in the chamber. After normalcy was restored, the Senate went behind closed doors to deliberate on the matter, after which it was put to vote with the following results. Total votes cast, 80. Those in support, 52. Those against, 28. Those absent, 28. The Senate President did not vote. With this, the bill was passed by the Senate, with the followings being some of the contentious issues resolved. Electronic voting, increased participation of women, youth and the disabled in elections, enshrining the smart card reader in the legal framework of elections, regulation of elections expenditure, as well as regulation and pegging of campaign expenses. In spite of these, however, other matters still came up, leading to an attempt at another amendment on Wednesday, the 13th of October 2021. This came through a motion titled Recommittal of some clauses of the Electoral Act No. 6, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2021, sponsored by the Senate leader.
After critical examination of the bill, some fundamental issues which require fresh legislative action on the following clauses 43, 52, 63 and 87 were observed. Desirous of the need to address the observations of the committee and make necessary amendments, and relying on Order 1B and Order 53-6 of the Senate Standing Order, this Senate resolves to rescind the decision on the affected clauses of the bill as passed and recommit same to the Committee of the Whole for further legislative action.
According to him, these amendments seek to make provision for direct primaries in the election of candidates of political parties instead of the indirect primaries as contained in the Act earlier on passed. The amendment also sought to give INEC the powers to determine the mode of transmission of elections results, including electronic and manual transmission. This attracted comments.
This move will certainly make it possible for good politicians to come in. People that have no money, as long as they are popular, they will come and they will get elected. And such people, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, will certainly do what the people want them to do. Unlike the situation we have now, that people of questionable character will be elected and they will not have the interest of the people at heart.
We are focusing on some aspects of this, and leaving the most critical one. So I want to thank the leader for amending 43, because 43 now makes provision for acceptance of electronic voting machine and electronic or transfer of results, which means results being transferred either electronically or physically.
I stand to differ on the issue of the clause that we are reversing. I hold the view, Mr. President, that indirect primary is more applicable to our situation in our country.
I seek to disagree with the amendment of clause 87, which has to do with party primaries. We all agree that some of us have problems with our governors, but that should not tie the party to only one choice. We must give the party opportunity to practice democracy. Democracy is all about choices. If we tie the hands of the political parties to only direct primaries, it means we are not giving the parties the opportunity to practice democracy.
The amendments were eventually considered in the Committee of the Whole and the bill was passed. After passage, the Electoral Act was transmitted to President Muhammadu Buhari for his assent. Unlike the Petroleum Industry Bill, which received presidential assent, however, the bill did not, as it was recommitted to the Senate on Tuesday the 21st of December 2021 after the president withheld assent. He gave reasons for this in a letter read on the floor of the Senate that day as being the inclusion of direct primary system in electing delegates in the amended act, amongst other things.
Direct primaries will be open to participation from all and sundry, and such large turnout without effective security coordination will also engender intimidation and disruptions, thereby raising credibility issues for the outcomes of such elections. The amendment as proposed is a violation of the underlying spirit of democracy, which is characterized by freedom of choices. Political party membership is a voluntary exercise of the constitutional right to freedom of association. Several millions of Nigerians are not card-carrying members of any political party. Thus, the emphasis should be on enabling qualified Nigerians to vote for the candidate of their choice during general elections as a means of participation in governance and furtherance of the concept of universal adult suffrage or universal franchise.
In a response later on that day, Senator George Sekibo came under matters of privileges to move a motion on the way forward.
It's my opinion that the Senate dissolve into a closed session and discuss on it so that we can take appropriate decision on it.
The Senate President concurred, as a result of which the rest of the matter was discussed behind closed doors. Responding to this development after another closed-door session on Wednesday the 22nd of December 2021, Senate President Ahmed Lawan disclosed the resolution as being to consult with the House of Representatives in January when the House and the Senate would resume. That was a review of the journeys of the PIB to passage and Electoral Act. Meanwhile, the Deputy Whip of the Senate, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, was very busy at home in New Bussa, headquarters of the Borgu Kingdom in Niger North Senatorial District of Niger State. It was an inspection tour of some roads projects he initiated for his constituents, amongst other things. Stay tuned for that report after the break.
The inspection tour started on Thursday, the 30th of December 2021. It was notably on roads and bridges network in New Bussa, which earlier on was in a dilapidated state since 1968, but have only recently been rehabilitated and tarred. The senator also inspected bridges and culverts under construction with a promise of accelerated action that will facilitate their completion. Some constituents had this to say about the senator's efforts.
He really did very great, very good. In short, he is such a kind of wonderful person, which I don't even know how to even rate him, because he's just doing very good, and we really have to thank him. We are very proud of him, and we really appreciate him.
Before, all I know in this road, we feel somehow because the road is not well good, but now we are feeling it normal, and I think this is the best way. I think this is the best road, and everything is going fine.
It's very fantastic now. When we have this road now, we are very proud of this road, and our senator is doing well for us, and we really appreciate it.
The senator also visited the new Bussa Central Mosque project, the cost of which is solely being borne by him. Also inspected was the rehabilitation work and upgrade of the new Bussa Township Stadium.
In recognition of your contribution to the entire Borgu Kingdom.
High point of the event, which ended on Saturday the 1st of January 2022, was an award of excellence to the Senator for Distinguished Community Service by the Emir of Borgu, Alhaji Muhammad Haliru Dantoro. This was at the 4th annual lecture of the National Association of Borgu Emirate Students, NABES, where he was special guest. He called on youth not to succumb to the insinuation that they lack the opportunity to partake in politics.
What has been lacking is for them to show that when I'm given this opportunity, I must prove a point. Every generation must begin to identify its challenges and to rise up to face those challenges. And in facing those challenges, you take lessons from the experience of those who have passed yesterday.
While acknowledging his performance, the Emir urged the senator to do more.
We continue to ask more on behalf of the entire community. Always do what you feel you can do best for your community, and God will always be with you.
Amen.
The senator at the occasion also launched 50 copies of the association's magazine at 250,000 naira, while also promising to step up action that will enable the project see the light of the day. Later in an interview with the press, the senator shed more light on other interventions in the pipeline.
Like the water project, of course, right behind me you can see one of the water projects in the community. We also have intervention in the area of schools, rehabilitation. We have intervention in the area of youth and sports development. And all of it is aimed at supporting our constituents so that they can meaningfully engage and contribute their quota in our national growth and development.
We'll now take a break for our profile segment. The former First Lady of Lagos State, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, is our Senator of the Week.
Senator Oluremi Tinubu represents Lagos Central Senatorial District under APC. She attended Our Lady of Apostles Secondary School, Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State for her West African School Certificate, WASC, in 1979, Adeyemi College of Education for a National Certificate of Education, NCE, in Botany and Zoology, as well as the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, for a degree in education. She was elected to the Senate in the 2015 general elections and served till 2019. And re-elected in the 2019 general elections, serving till date. She is the chairman, Senate Committee on Communications, and a member of several other committees. An author and a philanthropist, Senator Oluremi Tinubu is also a recipient of the National Award of the Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON, as well as international awards from Ghana and Gambia, amongst other countries. Among her legislative interests are children and women development, education, and economy.
With this, we come to the end of our program this week. Join us next week for another package. Thanks for watching.